Good morning. Welcome to Sunday Morning Online with First Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbus. Whether you're brand new visiting with us for the first time, if this is your second or 10th time or 1000th time, we are so happy that you are with us this morning. The sun's been shining all week in warm temperatures, and now we have a little more rain this morning, but I hear the birds outside. It's going to be a good day. I'm so glad you can share it with us, and I invite you into a moment of centering as Nathan plays us in with a prelude.
Welcome everyone to week 3 of our virtual service. My name is Kelly McNeil and I serve as the Congregational Life Coordinator here at First UU. We are so thrilled that you have joined us for another Sunday morning service. I know that having our services virtually is providing a great opportunity for people to pop in to different congregations that they've wanted to check out for a while and haven't had the opportunity. So if that's you, thank you so much for giving First UU a try. We are so glad that you are visiting with us this morning. If you have any questions or would like to know more about who we are and the amazing opportunities we have to plug in and connect with others during this time, then please shoot me an email. I will be putting my email in the chat box after I finish talking. I also wanted to say hi to all of our visitors from last week who reached out to let us know that you have been tuning into our services. Welcome back and thank you so much for reaching out. As always, we have a few announcements. So like last week, we will be having a time of joys and sorrows later in this service. If you would like to send us a joy or a sorrow, Reverend Eric will let you know when it's time to type that into the chat box. Last week, we experimented with offering virtual coffee hour after the service. I think this was a lot of fun. So if you're interested in joining us again this week, we'll provide you with a link for that. And a note for next week, we are inviting everyone to come to coffee hour with their most creative and fancy Easter hats. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. I hope you can join us for that. I want to also remind you that we have an online chat opportunity open 24/7 over on our Discord channel. Check out the chat box for a link to that as well. Our UU Cares program is up and running, and if you would like to participate in this buddy system program, please let Reverend Eric know. More information about this program is available on our website. We are entering week 3 of our UU at Home program, so please head on over to firstuucolumbus.org/online to see all of our videos and blog posts. If you aren't getting an email reminder each time we upload a new video, please let me know and I'll get you on our mailing list. And finally, thank you to everyone who joined us for our community chat time on Thursday. If you missed this week's chat, don't worry. We offer it each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. As you can see, going virtual is in no way slowing us down. If you have any questions, or if I went a little too fast through those announcements, we will be putting links to everything in the chat box. And you can always go to our website and find all of this information there. Please do not hesitate to reach out and let us know if you need anything at all.
And just a reminder, we have UU at Home. In case you've missed it, it's Meditation Mondays, Table Talk Tuesdays, Nature Walk Wednesdays, Story Thursdays, Curiosity Fridays, Justice Saturdays, and you are participating in Spiritual Sundays right now. We have a community chat time that Kelly just mentioned on Thursday evenings from 7 to 8. And also contact Reverend Eric or Bob Mills if you want to join the buddy system, UU Cares. It's a wonderful way to connect with each other while we are online, but not able to be together in person. So I encourage you to contact Bob Mills or Reverend Eric for UU Cares. I now invite you to sing our opening song, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. The words were written by Rumi a very long time ago, but oh my goodness, what a welcome. I invite you to gather around your computer, bring your friends and family, whoever's in your house with you, and let us all sing together along with Brandon and Michaela as Nathan plays us into Come, Come, Whoever You Are.
For our chalice lighting this morning, I invite you to grab your chalice or a candle, whatever you might have, and join us in lighting our chalice together with words adapted from Joseph Campbell. We have not even to risk the adventure alone, for the heroes of all time have gone before us. The labyrinth is thoroughly known. We have only to follow the thread of the holy path, the hero path. Where we had thought to travel outward, we will come to the center of our own existence. Where we had thought to be alone, we shall be with all the world.
And now it is time for All Ages with Amber Scott.
Good morning. I'm Amber Scott, your Religious Exploration Coordinator. Today's story is My Inside Weather by Jen Thorpe with illustrations by Lara Burge. For more stories like this one, please visit storyweaver.org.in. It's easy to talk about the weather outside, even if it changes all the time. But it's hard to talk about the weather inside me. Sometimes it feels like people don't understand. Do you feel like that too? Some days my mind is full of sunshine and rainbows, and I feel like I can do anything. On other days, my head is full of fog and clouds. It's hard to listen to what people are saying or to remember things. I sometimes wake up feeling like it's windy and wild in my head. I feel tired and grumpy. And sometimes I feel like it's raining inside me. It can be a drizzle making me feel sad or a storm making me feel angry. Sometimes the weather inside me doesn't match the weather outside. Sometimes my inside weather doesn't match how I want to feel or how I think I should feel. Is that okay? Yes, of course it is. The best thing to do when we feel like our inside weather is strange is to tell someone we love and talk about it. They've got inside weather too, and they'll understand. The end. What does your inside weather feel like today? Who do you talk to about your feelings? I hope to hear more about how everyone is doing during coffee hour after the service.
Good morning, everyone. Later in our time together this morning, and Amber, thank you. That was a great story, inside weather. Certainly we've got outside weather, we have inside weather as well, especially now. As I was saying, later in our time together this morning, I'll offer a prayer for all of those in our community who are experiencing grief, loss, or moments of celebration. As Kelly mentioned earlier, please use the chat box starting now to type your name and in 10 words or less, please, the sorrow or joy you wish to share, and then select Send to Panelists. Kelly's helping me keep track of the submissions as they come in, and I'll do my best to lift up everything you send in. If I mistakenly miss you, please let me know, and I'll make sure to begin with yours next week.
Our reading this morning is Blessing in the Chaos. It's by Jan Richardson, and it's found in her book, The Cure for Sorrow, a book of blessings for times of grief. To all that is chaotic in you, let there come silence. Let there be a calming of the clamoring, a stilling of the voices that have laid their claim on you, that have made their home in you, that go with you even to the holy places, but will not let you rest, will not let you hear your life with wholeness or feel the grace that formed you. Let what distracts you cease. Let what divides you cease. Let it come to an end to what diminishes and demeans, and let depart all that keeps you in its cage. Let there be an opening into the quiet that lies beneath the chaos, where you find the peace you did not think possible and see what shimmers within the storm. I invite you to sing together When I Am Frightened. There will be 3 verses. Let us join with Michaela and Brandon as Nathan plays When I Am Frightened.
Strong for me.
Thank you for singing along. You sound great. Today's homily is It's Okay to Not Be Okay. It really is. On October 22nd, 1939, at the St. Mary Virgin Church in Oxford, England, C.S. Lewis preached a sermon called Learning in Wartime. In it, he said, I think it's important to see the present calamity in a true perspective. The war creates no absolutely new situation. It simply aggravates the permanent human situation so that we can no longer ignore it. Human life has always lived on the edge of a precipice. Human culture has always had to exist under the shadow of something infinitely more important than itself. And he reminded us, we are mistaken when we compare war with normal life. Life has never been normal. Even those periods in which we think most tranquil turns out on closer inspection to be full of cries, alarms, difficulties, and emergencies. C.S. Lewis preached about learning in wartime. Today, we are learning in COVID time. I want to thank Daniel Cantor, Senior Minister of the UU Church in Dallas, Texas, for lifting up C.S. Lewis's words recently. Both wartime and COVID time are edges that shift our understanding of what it is to be normal. We are all learning what it means to live in the world full of fear and grief and loss. In no way do I want my words to be depressing this morning. After all, there are so many blessings and joys that sparkle even brighter these days. We hold on to them even closer than we would have just a few months ago. When our worlds change, these life-affirming joys carry with them our hopes. Large or small, they are a reminder of being okay. Being okay, though, is like being normal. Both are perspectives which tell us the balance of our lives is somewhat knowable, at least in its general arc. But as Lewis points out, that on closer inspection, we are always on the edge of cries, alarms, difficulties, and emergencies. Things are not always okay. Before now, sheltering in place was like some idealized vacation in a well-appointed dream world that really only existed in magazine spreads or internet ads for travel. You fill the carefully designed photos with romanticized versions of your own world, bringing the perfect partner, perfect kids, perfect pets, or perhaps you relish the time alone, away from all the worldly concerns. Now, you and I both know that our imaginations can fool us into glossing over the everyday stresses that in COVID time magnify themselves and morph into red flag danger zones for relationships that really matter to us. The virus is laying bare the illusion that everything is okay. In a strange way, that is okay too. I wish it didn't have to take a runaway pathogen to bring us to the point of crisis. We have choices, as we almost always do. Others will have to figure out the science needed to stop the virus, but we have choices in how we respond, not just to the mandated precautions, but to the stresses that are waving the red flags for our attention. Are your kids driving you crazy? And hey kids, are the adults in your life driving you crazy? I don't have kids, but I do have a cat and a dog, and let me tell you, my puppy is driving me crazy. I love her dearly, but more than once I've offered to give her away. Is your relationship with your partner, spouse, or significant other on the brink of breaking from too much closeness or for togetherness? Are you helping to deplete the store shelves, not just of toilet paper, but also of liquor, beer, wine, or other substance to numb, cope, or escape? It is okay to not be okay with the world right now. It is okay to hate the virus. It is okay to feel the stress. Somewhere within each of us, though, we have to find the strength to name what is happening inside and how it is impacting how we show up in the world outside us and also in our relationships. Name your fears. Name your griefs. Name your losses. And in a loving way, put it out there that invites others to share as well. When we share on this deeper level, we recognize that all life is sacred and we are all scared. And we are all so vulnerable. New York Governor Cuomo, in one of his daily media addresses, reflected recently, love needs to be a little smarter than reactive. How does love show up in your life right now? Does it have room for you to not be okay? For those you love to not be okay? These are not normal times. We do not have to be okay with that. What we have to be okay with is how we respond. Is your love smarter than reactive? Is there room for forgiveness when it isn't? Can we try again to find the grace that we all need to survive? At our church, we put love at the center. And that love, comes with a grace where everyone is included. My friends, take care. Find the joys in your life, celebrate them, and find ways to create joy in other people's lives. And let us be aware and vulnerable to life not being okay all the time. We're all learning. This is new. Find grace, find joy, find patience. Take care, my friends. Be well. Blessed be. Amen.
It's
Even and especially when we are apart, we are a church that matters. It is in our foundation, our very foundation, to love, to care, and to be generous. First UU is where we figure out how it is to come together and form community online and off. We also work for justice. We know this world is a long way from being fair to all people. We also know that it takes all of us to make a difference. Just as we benefit from our ancestors who have gone before, and we lift up those who will follow, we pull forward the best of ourselves and our values. We promise to take care of what we have built together, make sure there's enough to support our vision and to help those in need. To offer our gifts and pay our promised pledges is to say to ourselves and to the world that we are defined by our hearts and deeper values. Our Share the Plate recipient for April is the Ark of Appalachia. The Ark is dedicated to saving Ohio's wildlands. Their byline is, every nonprofit has a niche. Ours is to buy back the land, help us turn dollars into diversity. The Ark has recently completed 8 acquisitions, returning 524 acres back to nature. The offering that helps build a better world and a better church will be now gratefully received online. You can donate online. The text will be on the slide in just a moment. You can donate through our website, by bank through mail, and you can also mail in a check. If you need to reduce or skip your pledge or contribution this month due to hardship or employment issues, please let us know. For everyone else, if you can, please consider increasing your contribution so we can help keep the church running and help those who need help. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you, Nathan. In these continuing days of anxiety, we do all we can to stay connected. We're stronger, more resilient when we reach out, knowing that together we'll see this through. The following submissions are from our Zoom chat this morning, as well as caring card requests that have come in during the week. Yes, you can still submit card requests via the church website, just like always. We have these cards for today. We send our thoughts and hopes for a continued speedy recovery to Bob Rice, who had a mitral valve clip procedure on Wednesday up at the Cleveland Clinic. Bob is back home now and doing well. This morning, we also send our care and love to Sharon Hammersley and her husband, Wilkie. Wilkie's brother, Peter Serker, died in hospice on Friday morning in the state of Delaware. We also have word from our own Erin Riley Sanders that Erin's mother, Jean Riley, died on Friday night after a long struggle with MDS, myelodysplastic syndrome. Erin expresses her gratitude to all those who donate blood. Her mother relied on blood donations regularly over the last year. And also this morning, Marilyn Bierman asks for prayers for her husband, Tom. Last weekend, Tom suffered a ruptured bowel and has been in intensive care at Riverside Hospital since then. This morning, Marilyn reports that Tom is not doing well at all, and we send our love to them both. And now I need to shift gears for a little bit. I want to invite all of you to help out with something. And if you're listening right now and are named Bob Letcher, Bob, this would be the time to cover your ears. All right? Bob is going to celebrate a milestone birthday on Monday, April 13th. In lieu of the party we had planned on hosting him this afternoon at church, we're now preparing to blanket Bob with birthday cards. So please send a birthday card to Bob to the church, 93 West Weisheimer, so that they can all be delivered together and, yes, disinfected safely. Now, here is what you have brought forward this morning. You can uncover your ears now, Bob. Chris reports receiving negative COVID-19 results, but also remains feeling quite isolated. And someone also writes, can you please light a candle for my dear wife, Tam, who dislocated her rib and is in a lot of pain. It's scary for her to leave home because she has 2 autoimmune diseases. And there's more, but that's, I'm afraid, what we have time for. Judy says, good morning. I am happy, so happy after a sunny day yesterday. Chris Collins writes, my mother fell and broke her ankle on Thursday. She is currently hospitalized in Medina. Kitty writes, we sent our beautiful greyhound Tasha over the Rainbow Bridge on Tuesday. Oh, Kitty, our prayers and thoughts and love are with you and your family. Liz, prayers for my friend Drew and her family in New York City, who are all recovering from the virus. Dana Reynolds writes, much joy in exploring Big Island and Killdeer nature areas with my youngest son and seeing 2 juvenile bald eagles play chasing each other overhead. And Carolee writes, my mother Helen is mentally declining in isolation. She can't remember why I'm not visiting. Ugh, ouch. Mary sends hope for us all. And Jeff writes, for the loss of April, as we expected it. So true. Gretchen writes that her granddaughter, Kyla, misses seeing her dad. She still can't go home there. Oh. And Tom writes, to think that wearing a bandana around your mouth and nose once signified that you were an Old West bandit. Now it signifies a desire not to catch corona and could even cost you a fine. And Kathy and Kevin sent this, and I'm afraid I don't know from which. They report, I lost my dear cousin Sally, who voluntarily discontinued dialysis after a lifetime with diabetes. And Michelle sends this note: I'm thankful for last night's family bike ride with our teens that probably wouldn't have happened pre-COVID-19. For all that and everything else that remains in the silent sanctuary of our hearts, let us join together now in a few moments of stillness brought forth by the sounding of our temple bell. Together we emerge from this moment. Together we carry on. Together we find that whether we feel okay or not, we are here. And that is absolutely enough. Will you now sing with me, Come Thou Font of Every Blessing? We'll sing verses 1 and 3. The lyrics will be on your screen.
Come thou fount of every blessing, tune our hearts to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. While the hope of life's perfection fills our hearts with joy and love, teach us ever to be faithful. May we still thy goodness prove. Come the fount of inspiration, turn our lives to higher ways. Lift our gloom and desperation, show the promise of this day. Help us find ourselves in union, help our hands to love our love. With thy aid, O fount of justice, earthly farers have no love.
For our benediction this morning, I offer words by Laura Kelly Fanucci. When this is over, may we never again take for granted a handshake with a stranger, full shelves at the store, conversations with neighbors, a crowded theater, a Friday night out, the taste of communion, a routine checkup, the school rush each morning, coffee with friends, the stadium roaring, each deep breath, a boring Tuesday, life itself. When this ends, may we find that we have become more like the people we wanted to be. We are called to be. We hoped to be. And may we find we stay that way, better for each other because of the worst.
As a symbol of our connection and shared vision as a congregation, I invite you to imagine you are holding hands as we say our closing words together. If you would like, you may place your hands over your heart. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of vision. As we go forth, let us heal and transform ourselves and our world through reason and love.
I invite you to a virtual coffee hour. We have added a Zoom meeting like we did last week for coffee hour so that we can all see each other's faces. The Zoom meeting number is, and this will be in the chat box as well, 166-184-320. The actual Sunday service is brought to you on a Zoom webinar. So after the postlude, you will need to leave this broadcast and log back into Zoom and enter the meeting ID for coffee hour. Make sure you grab your own coffee, tea, or water and come back at 11. The Discord chat room is always open. You can go there anytime to see who is online and have a conversation. The link is on your screen. Both links will be posted again after this postlude.
And of course, we have to give some thanks for all of the people that made today's service possible. A huge thank you to our musicians, Brandon Moss, Michaela Jones-Brown, and Nathan Ham. Also our ministry team, including Kelly McNeil, Reverend Eric Meter, and Reverend Dr. Marion Stewart, and tech support from Angela Rupert and Don Jones.
My friends, as you go forth, may you find many blessings in this life and take care of yourself and find ways to bring joy to each other.